Okay, so today we're going to talk about weather fronts. So we talked about weather systems yesterday. You got 16 slides. It won't be too as bad as it was yesterday. So your weather fronts are what you're going to look at more often than not. So little jokes. It says, "Oh, warm front coming through," because you see the hot compared to the cold. That's not necessarily how it happens, but in Missouri, sometimes it feels like that. So your air masses are your large body of similar temperature and moisture. If you look at what we talked about in your WebQuest and the first ed puzzle, we went over a lot of these air masses. Now, it is important to know what the air masses are bringing in, because if you don't understand that, you can't necessarily follow the fronts. Okay, so we're talking about air masses. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Air masses are going to be where they meet are called fronts, so frontal boundaries. So you can almost see, like in this picture, you can see a front coming in at a certain point. The cold fronts, warm fronts, occluded front, stationary fronts. We talked about this in the last one. So a cold front represented by your what you call it, the triangles, blue triangles. Sorry, this replaces the cold air shown on a weather map by blue triangles. You'll see that where they meet, there will be quite a bit of rain. So you could see a cumulonimbus cloud meeting, and you'll create what we call more of a storm front. Now, when a warm front replaces a cold front, you could see something like in the winter, you could see something more like a snowstorm or the fronts moving through. So this is half circles, they're red, replaces cold air. A lot of the time, you're going to see moving faster with cold fronts. Uh, Weather activity on a cold front often is violent, so you'll see a lot more stronger storms. This is where your thunderstorms, tornadoes, blizzards happen. Cold fronts have sudden gusty winds, and warm fronts are generally more weather happens before it passes. So you're going to see the cold front come through. You might see some snow in the winter on that cold front as the warm front is coming. Cloud formation is very low. You'll have a very poor visibility. Occluded front. So we talked about how when a cold front overtakes a warm front so fast that it creates a occluded front. So basically they are coming together so fast that it creates a strong weather system. So this is where you'll see a lot stronger of your storms. So, and a stationary front is, of course, where the two meet and it kind of slows down to a stop almost. So this is more in your warmer areas. So if you look, a lot of the time you aren't going to have too much weather along a occluded front. You have your cold front here and here. You have your warm front here. Stationary fronts down here. You'll see how the weather kind of stops there and keeps going. And then your occluded front, of course, is more in your higher mountains. Now, use the map to try to figure out where most of the storm is going to come. You need to make sure that you are planning to have a travel day for 2 days in Alabama. It is, so right here, it is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to figure out how you need to pack based on what's coming through. So you figure out based on that, and that'll be the question for this particular one. So there is a cold front approaching, so it will probably be cooler than the 68 that you were looking at. So as meteorologists, use as much data as possible, and they use these fronts, they use their masses, they use the winds to figure out where the weather is going to happen and what's going to happen with that weather. They use what has happened in the past to more accurately forecast what is happening now, and they use the climate around them to figure out how to do these weather forecasts. Now, I want to post, like I posted the jet streams to it. You can look at the jet streams thing, and you can figure out where the wind, what the winds are going to do to create a new weather front in the next few days. That should be pretty cool to try out. This is the end of your unit for lectures. Good luck, and that is all for today. Have a great day.